Hey y'all, happy Friday. So we have got somewhere to go today. Quick reminder, send me your mom moments, your favorite memory, your favorite lesson from your mom, or what your favorite lesson you've learned by being a mom, or your favorite thing about being a mom, your favorite memory of being a mom, anything about being a mom. Send it to me. NancyJoeMinistries@gmail.com, or feel free to Facebook message me if that's easier. You can do it through the Daily Devos group and the ministry page, I think. So, moving on, closing out the armor of God. And this is a great place to end, full of power. All right, Colossians chapter 4, verse 2 says, "Be earnest and unwearied." Be earnest and unwearied and steadfast in your prayer life, being both alert and intent in your praying with thanksgiving. That ties in so great to where we ended yesterday in Paul saying, be constant in prayer. And here in his letter to the church at Colossae, or the Colossian church, he says, be earnest and unwearied and steadfast in your prayer life, being alert and intent in your praying. Alert and intent in your praying. Why? James 5:16 tells us that the earnest, the heartfelt, continued prayer of a righteous man makes tremendous power available, dynamic in its working. Elijah was a human being with a nature such as we have, with feelings, affections, and a constitution like ours. And he prayed for it not to rain. And no rain fell on the earth for 3 years and 6 months. And then he prayed again, and the heavens supplied rain, and the land produced its crops as usual. And if you don't know that story of Elijah, when he prayed and withheld the rain and then prayed and the rain came again, that is one of the most, I don't want to say the most grandest displays of God's power, because I mean, we had Jesus on the cross, so it doesn't get much more grand than that. But most public displays at Mount Carmel. And so 1 Kings 17 says that Elijah, a temporary resident of Gilead, said to Ahab, who was the king, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, before whom I stand, there shall be no dew or rain these years, but according to my word." Man, that's some trust in God, isn't it? That he gave the word, and the word of the Lord came to him saying, go somewhere. So Elijah went. But he told the king, "As the Lord lives, before whom I stand, there shall be no dew or rain, but according to my word, but unless I say so." And so, you know, the showdown at Mount Carmel, where the 450 prophets of Baal cut themselves, threw themselves, begged all day for their gods to come and take the sacrifice. They never came. And Elijah, I want you to listen to this prayer of Elijah. Elijah, this is chapter 18, 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 30. "And Elijah said to all the people, 'Come near to me.' And all the people came near. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that had been broken down by Jezebel. Then Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes, the son of Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be your name. And with the stones Elijah built an altar in the name of the Lord. He made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. He put the wood in order and cut the bull in pieces and laid it on the wood and said, Fill 4 jars with water and pour it on the burnt offering in the wood. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it a second time. And he said, Do it a third time. And they did it a third time. The water ran about the altar, and he filled the trench with water also. And at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, Elijah the prophet came near and said, O Lord, so listen to Elijah's prayer. This is the prayer. O Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and that I have done these things at your word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that these people may know that you, the Lord, are God, and have turned their hearts back to you. That was his prayer. That was his prayer. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and also licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God. And then in verse 41, Elijah said to Ahab, Go up, eat and drink, for there is the sound of an abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he bowed himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees. And he said to a servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked and said, There is nothing, Elijah. And he said, Go 7 times. And at the 7th time the servant said, A cloud as small as a man's hand is arising out of the sea. And Elijah said, Go up and say to Ahab, Hit your chariot and go down, lest the rain stop you. Prayer is a very, very powerful weapon, a very powerful tool in the hand of the believer. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow, May 1st, Mother's May. You guys send me your mom moments. I can't wait to celebrate with you. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.